Hello, I am Pygon MC and welcome back to my playthrough of Space Engineers. Since last time we went mining in our very first mining ship, we got all the refineries and the tubes connected up. Now what I've done a little bit off camera is to add in, well, complete the second assembler, but also extend the refineries and add another two on. It was taking so long to get the ores processed, even though I've got everything turned up to max. It would have meant me going AFK for quite a while, which I do enough of that in Minecraft. Don't want to do it in Space Engineers. So, got the 3 refineries, still working through all the ores that were collected last time. But what I've also added in, and this is, I believe it was last week, an arc furnace. It's meant for an early stage, not as expensive as a refinery, and all the arc furnace does is steel. That's all, iron. That's all it refines. But considering refineries take so long for everything else, I've added in an arc furnace as well. Everything's been connected up. Okay, get in at the back. So this is the original conveyor with the first refinery at the bottom, and then with a conveyor tube that goes out to the front of the base that my mining ships will connect to, and up to another conveyor for the second refinery, which is just that, and then a third refinery right on top with another conveyor tube. Now this is the arc furnace, only 2 blocks. What, 2 1v1? Don't think size wise. And yeah, blast furnace or arc furnace as it's called in the right hand side there, and this just iron, and it just seemed to do it rather quicker what the refineries do. I think now we really want to get on to building a proper mining ship to be able to get a lot of resources, because even everything's here, it won't be enough to build some of the larger ships. We need to get a bit better equipped than that. So it seems a shame to grind it down. I was actually thinking whether for progression to actually show what we've started off with and where we'll end up, whether to leave this as is. Because, you know, this was our first ship we started off with. I can just park them off to one side, just leave it powered on still, and then it'll be like a progression from one ship to the next. Actually, yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll find somewhere to park him up, and then I'll get set on starting to lay out the designs for the next mining ship. Won't be long. Hello, welcome back. Didn't take too long. I've got the other ship. I've just parked it down here. I've just put a station block for something to attach to. And just in case if you're unfamiliar of how to turn everything off in the ship, if I use Alt to move round, it's Y, and it powers everything down, but it still leaves the landing gear, which you control with P. So green means it's locked. Press Y, turns everything off, and leaves this ship still attached. So I've set up just a little platform here to build the mining ship on. Another thing, as I was getting some of the materials together, I realised you can see in front now, I never had a beacon for the base. It's not like it's an easy enough to find with the asteroid, but if I'm out 20,000 blocks away, which is how far I've set the beacon to broadcast from, it'll still be able to find home. So I've just gone for Pi base. And so let's get this ship. I have a general idea of where I want to go. So I'm going to build the front of the ship all the way around, and I'm not having that colour. I was going to go for blue. Yeah, blue. Blue it can be. Did I do that wrong? Blue. Don't know if that set the colour or not for the new ship. Anyway, do I have all the parts? Motor, large steel tubes. I'm finishing that landing gear now because a few times when I've built these, I've forgotten to finish off the landing gear, which I've seen quite a few different people do. Large steel tubes, I don't have any. I also had to put in another cargo container, just at the small one at the top. Everything was just getting a little bit full. Do I have any large steel tubes? Yes. Just do 10 for the moment. So what I'm wanting, hopefully, will these drills attach straight to the front. Oh, oh, oh. They won't. I'm trying to think best way to because of this landing gear I actually won't be using. Once the ship is up and running, I'll be stripping the landing gear off in this spot. It's just to start off the ship, it's easy to have it on. I think just use these just to place. Will you now place down? Yeah. And I want it. Will you place that way? No, you won't. Alright. And I bet you're not going to place next to each other, are you? These drills can connect up with each other. But I did want to place the drills that orientation. Don't know if you can see on the side of the drill, the access panel, when the drills are next to each other, it means I only have, I'm going to put 3 drills in a row. I only have to have the centre drill connected with the conveyor, and the other 2 will feed straight into the access panel. Might be easier once I'm up and running. Right, so I'll actually then take you down. Let's place another one on top. Then let's go for a small conveyor, and I may as well get a selection of these. So I want 6. So there's the conveyor. So these 2 blocks underneath, more than likely, we'll be getting rid of. Now, right, so you'll attach on the side. I can't decide whether to put them both flush in line or not. I think I'm going to put them one back. Right. So these are offset, and there is on the side of the drills axis as well. So if I do these 2 tubes, and so this one will feed in the conveyors and these 2 at the side. Now what I want to do is another panel, another set of drills on top of these 2. So if I use the tubes, I don't think how big the drills are, so that's one above. So one more. And another conveyor. This is getting a little bit close to the front. Yeah, so it has to go there. 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 Then the tubes. So I'm going to keep you all the way with me, just so you can see how I build a ship anyway, and just because any little things when you've been building yourself you thought you never done it like that, or same again, if there's anything I'm seeing doing and there's a better way to do it, please feel free and leave it in the comments. I think it's always better to work together with things like this. So there's the drills. So now I want the cockpit. I do like the cockpits right at the front. There's a few designs where you can hide the cockpit behind. And there's these little ships, you can't see what you're doing. So what I'm hoping to do is... let's just see how this works. For some reason, it must be in the last patch, the block keeps on losing its colour. And it's getting rather annoying. So, for just remembering to... oh, yeah, that's it. Then now, will this... so they're connected, they're connected. I want the cockpit. I just want to see how this looks. So if I'm drilling, I'm trying to think what type of view I might have. Do I have enough to finish these? Computer, large steel tube, computer construction. Let's see where that gets me. Small steel tube, and what did you need again? Right, small steel tube. Small steel tube. And display, wasn't it? Do I have any small steel tubes in here? I'll probably need some. I can't remember how many it was. Oop, oop. That's that finished. Bugger. Right, computers, you go back. And obviously not in the assembler. We've got some here. Right. I'm trying to get the cockpit to sit quite low, but I still want to have a view of what I'm doing. Let's just see what this is like. Oh, that's alright. Hold Alt. Just so I get enough view of where I'm going still. So if we look outside... yeah, I think that's alright. So are there any parts in here Let me get some of this welded up, as it's going to be easy to do it now than to do it later once I've got other stuff in its way. Like, but everything welded up now just makes it easier from putting other things in the way later. So I want to get these conveyors done first before I start attaching the thrusters. That's the way I'm going to do it anyway. So I want... I'm trying to think here. Most importantly, the reactor. And the reactor I want somewhere out of the way. So if the ship does get damaged, as long as it's still got its reactor, it should be salvageable. So what I'm thinking... this one. I want... What the... Who's that? Yeah. So what I'm hoping with these conveyors here... Yeah. And then... Oh. I must admit these pipes sometimes confuse me. So I don't know if it was the last patch, it would typically, whichever surface you were looking at, that's where one end would go, and then you would use these to orientate it. And for these straight ones it's fine. For those curved ones, they're a bit of a bugger at times. So those are the pipes. This is another conveyor. So this way the reactor can automatically get refueled with uranium. But when the ship's actually docked, when the refinery is processing the uranium, even when we've got the large reactor connected up, it splits it between whichever large reactor you've got in your bay, so any reactors and any ships that are connected. So doing it this way, when the ship's connected up and everything's processing, it'll automatically get refueled. So now we want then is a cargo container. And I want the large one. We want... trying to think the best way to do this. I want having the large connector on the back is exactly what I want, because to connect those connectors up they have to go from the large ones. I've never actually... I don't believe you can actually connect them to the smaller ones. You've never... yeah, you... oh, you can on the side. Ooh. Energy is running low. That's actually a good view there. You can see the extra three refineries I've put in. And the pipe going to the side. Just waiting for my power. Right. So... line that up there. I also don't want it to stick out too much as well. Do not above, say, the height of the cockpit here. Just so when I'm mining away, the ship is going to be thrown around. I don't want anything protruding too much. Oh. I've done that a few times. Right, on. Am I on? Right, so then tubes. think that's the middle. So then the conveyor. I think I've got that right. Yeah, let me just finish that off before I forget. I'm stuck there. Display. I'll just take a few extra. I'll probably need them for something else anyway. So yeah, so the conveyor there. So then everything can be mined, go together, follow the conveyor. Any uranium can go directly into the reactor. This feeds into the cargo container. And then we want the large conveyor tubes, not these small ones, on the back. That should be enough. Yeah, then you're in the back. Just second guessing myself. Thrusters. Right, so I'm going to get this all welded up, and I'll be back when I'm done. Right, so that's everything welded together. So that's the conveyor system set up. Everything to mine, automatically go through. So what we want now is to work on, I want to put the gyros on. Gyros is what help you turn the ship from side to side. They also help keep the ship more stable as well as you're mining. So I want, can these go in there? Oh, they can go on the inside. That'll do for me. So I'm going to put 4 in between here. Come on. It doesn't matter which way these face, I just want to keep them at least all pointing towards the same way. And then I am going to need some at the back here. I think 1. The way these connect. Some things you can connect directly into tubes, sometimes you can't. Some things like this, I'm just connecting straight onto the cargo container, and they work perfectly fine. So this should hopefully keep the ship nice and stable. So 4 at the front and 4 at the back. What we need now then is, I want to put these on before I forget, the antenna and the ore detector. The ore detector doesn't matter where it goes, and that actually I think works. I'm thinking there. I know it shouldn't matter for symmetry, but I am thinking about symmetry. Yeah, the ore detector there. And then will the antenna fit on the other side? Yes, it will. Right, so the gyros, the antenna, the beacon. I'm unsure, to be honest, why it's like even putting beacons on even though we've got antennas, because they both can serve the same function, but it seems almost force of habit to always put a beacon on. So that's the beacon on. So same again, I'm going to get these welded up and I'll be back when I'm done. I just want to show here, this is exactly why I was trying to weld everything as I go. I cannot get into that gyro, So you could imagine if you've welded up a lot of your ship and then having to take some of it apart. So yeah, that's why I do it. See you in a second. That's everything finally welded up. Now before, all that's left now really is the thrusters. I want to put on, because at the moment anything that's really only holding on the back of this is the reactor and the conveyor tubes. Any one of these breaks and the whole back end of the ship is just going to fall off. Something I'm wanting to do, and this is a heavy armour. Oh, and it lost its colour again. That's it. Is do basically, hopefully as insurance, you connect up to there. Want to run a line of these going along the bottom. I was actually just thinking about these back thrusters. Yeah, hang on. Now thrusters work just the same as the steel blocks in terms of strength, like reinforcing. So if I put 3 there, there, where's that one? On. Then 4. Wanting to connect up to this. Six, and will you fit in there? Yeah, so this will just add in the extra bit of support. Just having a look. See, I'm happy with these thrusters. Hopefully they shouldn't be that exposed from the rock. So, yeah. The side thrusters are easy. They are, I'll say easy. Ooh. The side thruster is going to go here. 1, 2, 3. And same again, the more thrusters you've got, to an extent, the more stable the ship will be as well. So that's the down, that's this side, and I'll just copy this other side on the other bit off camera. So we now need the down, we need the side, we need the up thrusters, and yeah, this is where I was planning on putting them. 1, 2. Oh, large steel tubes. Okay. Just get these. I was already making extras up. So the 3 up, 3 down. So what we need now is the front and back. I'm having a look and I think I put this in one of my early videos. The first jet that comes out the back of these, it affects other items within a certain block distance. And to be honest, I'm unsure what it is. But if I was to place that there, it is within the block within the collision of those drills. So what I'm thinking for actually stopping the thing, I wonder whether they could put, I wasn't sure. I'll see you back when I've figured out, well, the best solution I can think of. I've gotten this far up to now. We've already got some of them completed, so it's easy to see. These will be mirrored on the other side, which I've put a little bit of it in. So there'll be 6 thrusters going up, so like pointing down. I've got these, I've had to stag them a little bit because I wanted somewhere to put the spotlight in so you can still see what I'm doing, and these thrusters shouldn't interfere with the spotlight, or they haven't done in the past anyway with other designs I've had. So 3, so it'll be 6 in total to counteract the same force. 3 pushing that way, it'll be say 3 on the other side. Going forward, same again, copied on the other. Now for scrubbing off the speed going forward, I've been a few times, I've been trying to find, because I'm still concerned about this thruster damage. It's just in line with the back of those drills. I originally had them pointing forward on the top and on the bottom. What I want to do, take these off. I want to do a little test and see if there's any damage. So those are 100%, 100%. Alright. Let's move the camera around, and I should be able to power up. And I just want to see if any damage is done to those at all. And I think I've said earlier that bottom landing leg will be going as well. I'm still concerned about those thrusters underneath potentially hitting a rock and coming off. I suppose actually a good place to move them, I think that should be enough to test if there's any damage. Let's have a look at these first. 100, 100, right, so that's alright. When I first started playing this, you could damage with the thrusters from quite a way away, and the thruster damage is turned on in this world. You can turn it off if you want. I'm just looking for these, I'm concerned about them hitting rock. They actually, hang on, they can go there. I'll just, yeah, and 5. There we go, that's far better, and these can now be removed. So I'm trying to keep everything potentially as compact as possible, because when you are mining you do get thrown around a little bit ill, and just to stop any damage. But unfortunately I'm going to have to leave it there for today. Time's getting on a little bit, so we'll come back for next episode and we should get this all completed. So if you leave any comments please for anything, any suggestions you've got, and leave a like if you like the video. Thanks very much. Bye.